Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome to another collection video. Now I've already done my collection of steam locos in a separate video, you might have seen it. If you haven't, I'll put a link up there if you really want to check it out. Today I thought I would take on the task of trying to show my diesels and electrics that I've managed to collect over the years. Now you might be glad to hear, I'm certainly glad about this, that I don't have anywhere near as many diesels and electrics as I do steamers, so hopefully it shouldn't be quite so involved this time. Hopefully I won't be going on for hours or anything like that. However, it's still not 100% easy and plain sailing because my diesels, or most of them, are kept in cabinets like this one, which means it's not quite so quick and easy to access them. So the first thing to do is I'm going to go and unpack my diesel cabinet over there. That's one of the places I keep them. We'll take a look at those, I'll pop those away, and then we'll get the rest out from wherever they might hide in the room. There's quite a few different diesel hiding spots in here. So anyway, here we go with diesels and electrics. Hope you enjoy it. Let's get started by unpacking that first cabinet. Alright, drawer number one. Let's see if we can get this out. I'm not even sure that these drawers come out. Oh yes, they do. Excellent. Drawer the second. Oh, drawer the second weighs a bit more. I'm going to have to be careful with this one. There we go. The tertiary drawer. And the final drawer, which I like to call drawer 4, or 4 drawer. Let's take a look at what we have in here then. I probably need to remind myself too. Alright, so I don't want to foreshadow this too much or anything, but it's almost certain that I'm going to embarrass myself at some point by forgetting the class of a diesel or something like that, or calling an electric or a diesel, or get something wrong. So just be ready for it, and I'm telling you now it's going to happen. So don't be shocked or disgusted with me if it does. So, drawer number 4, or whatever stupid name I gave it. Let's take a look, and as I say, diesels and electrics are quite freely mixed, so yes, I know some of these are electrics. So, to begin with, we have a class 87. You can cheat with that because it says 87 on the side. If it's not an 87, that's thrown me. But apart from that, yes, it's an electric with a pantograph. There we go. So it's easy to tell that that one's an electric. There you go. Okay, very nice. Then we have a class 66, quite an old one this. This is a Lima one, obviously. I think Hornby still produce this though. And it's not a railroad model, as far as I know. It's like a main Hornby range model, which is a little bit questionable, isn't it? But, oh well, I'm not here to judge. I haven't owned one, so I could be wrong. Here we have a class 58 in the EWS livery. I don't want to say crimson, because it's not really, is it? But yeah, EWS red, just to be clear. And then we have this one. I don't really know what this one is. You can let me know if you like. I show this one every year, and I always say I don't know what it is. People always tell me what it is, and then I always forget what it is. So I still haven't remembered, but yeah, it's quite a nice thing. It pulls reasonably well, so yeah, that's good. Then we have part of the Blue Pullman set. That's an engine car from the original Blue Pullman, because it's all blue, obviously, and it's got white windows and not grey ones, so that's very nice. Then we have a class... Oh, it's a Deltic. Yeah, I thought it was a class 40, but it's not. No, it's a Deltic. So there you go, Deltic. Yep. That one was the Fife and Forfar of Yeomanry, if I got that right. Then we've got Old Rodney, who is a class 50, of course. Very nice. Next layer down, we have what looks like a 66, but it's not. It's a 59, I think it is, which is in the Yeoman livery. There we go. So hopefully you can see that. Lima, once again. No doubt Hornby still have the tool for that. I'm not sure, though. Then we have the other part of the Blue Pullman. That's the rear unpowered car, so you've already seen that. Here we have the class 40. There we go. That's the one I mentioned, which is a Co 1, I think. Is that right? Probably, that might be my first embarrassing comment of the day. My first embarrassingly incorrect comment of the day, that is. Unless I've already made a blunder that I'm not aware of. But, oh well, it's all good fun, isn't it? Then we have the Intercity 225, which I think in some of my early videos I claimed to be a diesel. But of course, I think it is an electric, isn't it? Yeah. But that one is the dummy car. The power car is this one, and it doesn't have a pantograph, but it would have done. The previous owner before me ruined that, unfortunately, but not to worry. Then we have class, is that a class 60? It does say 60 on the side, but I'm not 100% sure. It is a Lima one, but the previous owner has detailed it up a little bit, which makes it a bit more impressive. Then we have a class 31. In fact, I'll show you these together. We have two Airfix class 31s, which I talked about in a stream recently. So there we go, and that is the first box. Okay, box number 2. I've zoomed in a bit for this so that you can see it a bit better. So we have a Western Enterprise. Yeah, I nearly said Centurion, but no, it's Western Enterprise. Yep, very lovely in the Desert Sand livery, of course. Then we have a warship. There we go. Yep, that's class 40 or class 41. I always get that wrong. There we go. Strike 2 at the very least. But yeah, that's a Bachmann one, quite like that. Then we have a couple of Class 37s. This one was bought for me by my good friend George, which was very kind of him. And this one, which I've had for quite a long while. So same brand, same loco, but obviously different liveries. We've got the Regional Railway and then the Rail Freight Grey there, which is very nice. Then we have the Derby Lightweight DMU, which I have to be very careful with, especially packing it into a box like it is. But yep, there we go. That's a Bachmann DMU, which is interesting. That's... well, depending on whether you consider the Blue Pullman to be a DMU, that will be the first DMU I've shown. Speaking of the Blue Pullman, we've got the slightly more modern version here with the yellow ends, as you can see. But apart from that, yeah, it's the same thing as the original Triang one I showed you. Next layer, underneath there, we have the first HST of the day. There we are, the Hornby / Virgin branded one, which I quite like. Yes, I have to take good care of that one. Then we have the third and final set from the Blue Pullman, at least of the ones that I own. This is the not so attractive modern one with the yellow ends and grey windows. But, you know, it sort of completes the set, although I think there was another version that Triang did, which I haven't picked up before. Then we have this. You American folk will have to let me know exactly what that is, because I'm not sure, but it's American, and it says Union Pacific on the side. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. Then we have the Class 56, which is quite a nice ex-Dipole, I believe, loco, which runs quite powerfully. Yeah, there's a fair bit of power in this one. And of course it's in the EWS, which I like. Then we have another DMU, which I believe is a 110, but I might be wrong. Let me show you a couple of the cars. There we go. That is what I'm calling the 110. I will check this while I'm editing it and probably realise that it's not a 110. But yeah, at the time of filming, that is my guess. And there we go. That's the end of the second box. Alright, so this next lovely lot is just one layer tall. So this one ought to be a bit quicker. First of all, this one, which I don't like to stack up anyway, is the Dipole Class 22, of course, which is very, very lovely. Baby warship, also known as. There we go. So she's lovely. I like that one. Then we have the Triang Transcontinental number 4008. So yeah, that's an old one. That is. But again, another American design. Then we have the, is it a 142 Pacer? It's a Pacer anyway. There we go. My passenger cooking one, of course, because I fitted it with LEDs, which is interesting and dangerous at the same time. Class 20s, here we go. I knew those straight away, didn't I? Let's hope it's right now. So yeah, BR green, and then once again we've got the sort of rail freightish grey one, which is quite nice. They're Lima ones, but again, Hornby still use these, but at least they've had the decency to put those in the railroad range, I believe. Then we have a 27, I believe. There we go. That's a 27, a Lima one once again. I'd like to see that back in the range if it isn't already. I'm sure Hornby must still have it, unless it was one that was gotten rid of. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's quite a cute little one. Just like this one, which I think is a 33. Yeah, there we go. Quite like this one because of the interesting paintwork. But again, yeah, quite like the Class 33s. It'd be nice to get a modern one of those, wouldn't it, I suppose. Then we have the Lima Blister engine here, which is some sort of European electric. I'm not too sure exactly what it is, but yes, it's quite nice. It's quite a nice thing. It doesn't run very often, I'm sorry to say, but apart from that, yeah. Has this got NEM couplings? No, I don't think it does. But yeah, quite a nice thing anyway. It's not too bad. Then we have this, which is a switcher or a shunter if you're in the UK. Not a very good thing, this. The motor busted and I put a cheaper motor inside it, which gets too hot. But apart from that, yeah, I've still got it for some strange reason. And then the only other thing in that box is just a spare Blue Pullman body without the motor bogie inside it, which I probably didn't ought to show because it's in pretty horrible condition. Not sure why I've kept that, to be honest. I'm sure there was a reason. Okay, that's the end of that box. Okay, and then the last box is quite special to me because it contains some items that were donated to me and the channel by a friend of mine called Colin. Now, obviously, I don't ever allow people to just donate models to me. I'd feel terrible about it, and I would much rather people that ask, can I give you this and that, I would much rather you just sort of, you know, sell them and get something out of it. I do appreciate the gesture, obviously, but I've got so many trains and engines, you know, anything that you give to me will just get lost in the collection. And yeah, you might as well, if you're going to give it away, give it to someone that really needs it or is without engines or maybe can't afford them for themselves. However, Colin made a good case. He really didn't want them. He was just going to give them away. And, you know, I said this, you know, I can't take them off your hands. It's not right. However, he then told me about a charitable cause that he had a good cause to want to support. And he said to me, if you'd like to pay for them, send a donation to this cause, which was good enough for me. And so bless him, he actually sent me some of this stuff free of charge. But again, yeah, don't send me messages asking if you can send me stuff to review and that, because no, I don't like to do that sort of thing. But this is one exception. So I've not shown this before. It's a Santa. I'm not 100% sure what this is. Colin did tell me what this was. But as you can see, it's quite a lot larger than the ones I sent before. I think they are Mahano. Yeah, made in Slovenia, so probably Mahano. Very lovely those. Thank you again, Colin. And yeah, I hope you're doing okay. I'm also lucky enough to have some coaches that go with it, which are these. They are, so no, they're not diesels, but they go with the diesels, so I might as well show those. And then he also sent me some other coaches as well, which I think are Rivarossi coaches, so let me show you those. So they're very nice, they are nice, and I will be doing a video with these as soon as I get a chance. It's been hectic so far, but I will do that. So there we go. And then also in this box is a British engine, which we've already seen, but this is a Helgian one. It's a Class 58, once again, a bone. So there you go. And that's the end of that box. So I'm going to pop these back and we'll get another box out and I'll show you some more. Alright, so the next lot of diesels live underneath my Triang shelf, so I'll get some of these out. Yep, I'm going to do these one at a time just because some of them have quite a lot of diesels inside, which might be a little heavy. Drawer number 2. There we are. Go on then, let's try 2. This is where I drop them all. No, we're okay. Okay, this next one, there we are. I think underneath there we've got some old toys that I used to play with when I was little, so I won't show you those. I know some might be disappointed in that, but no, I ain't got time for that today. Okay, I think that's all. Alright, so the first tray is a bit of a mixed bag. As you can see, we've got 2 sets of HST here, 125s. There we go. So that's those. These are the ones that I've converted to CD motors, so they're pretty speedy. And then we've got this, which I think is a Class 73, is that right? And this one's a particular favourite because, of course, it's in the Pullman livery, which I like very much. So that's very lovely. I like those. A bit more space in there to fill them up a little bit. Then here we have, and again, quite a mixed bag. We've got a Lima Class 41, is it? Or is it 47? There we go. Got there in the end, I think. So yeah, that's quite an old-fashioned one. Again, up until recently, Hornby have been producing these, which is interesting. Then we have the Bachmann Class 66. That's the maritime one, which is quite nice. Then we have another Bachmann Class 66, would you believe, which is this one, in a Freightliner livery, of course, which is Poppy. Incidentally, Hattons are due to release their Class 66 just after I film this video. I think in August, the current estimate is. Depending on depending on how long I have this video before I put it out, will depend on whether I have my Hattons Class 66 at the time of releasing this video, but I don't know. At the moment it hasn't been sort of announced that they're on the way or anything like that, so unfortunately I can't show that today, although I might have it already depending on whether or not it comes out in time or not. Then we have this one, which is the 2 HAL, I think it is that right? Or it might be a 2 bill. I'm pretty sure it's a 2 HAL, but yeah, either way, there that is, quite a nice thing. So let me pop these back in and I'll show you the next tray. Okay, next one is a bit more full, as you can see. So let's start with an electric, which is this, and this one is a Class 86, I think it was, wasn't it? So there we go. Yeah, Intercity Swallow livery, I think you'd call that, or whatever. But it's got the pantograph, as you can see, and you can also opt to use the pantograph on this one, although I think I might have glued that switch in place because obviously I don't have any overhead lines, so I won't ever be able to use that. Then we have a Class 25 Rat Hornby one, which is nicely weathered. A couple of Class 31s next. So we have the Triang Green Class 31, we have a Lima Grey Class 31, and then finally another Triang one, this time in probably my favourite livery of the lot, the BR Blue Class 31. So there we go, it's very nice. Try not to let those scrape together as I put them back. Then we have this one, which is a High Mech, I believe. So there we go, that's the original Triang High Mech. Then we have the slightly newer High-Mech, which I believe was retooled, not recently, but yeah, that's a Hornby one, which is lovely. I do like that. Then we have, I think, a baby warship. It's a Class 21 or a Class 29. Looks like a baby warship either way, and that's a Hornby one as well. And then we have another Rat, although of course this one is pristine, not weathered. So that's nice. There we go, Class 25. Okay, next, an unnecessarily deep container here. So let me get some of these out and show you this. So we have, I think, a Class 27, is that right? I could be completely wrong, it might be a Class 26, but it's Helgen either way, and not too bad this one. You have to be careful with it because it does tend to fall to bits on you a little bit, and it's a bit oily for some reason. I have to clean that one up at some point. Then we have, well, let's see, we've got a Bachmann, let's see, what is this one? Is this a 108, I'm going to guess? Yep, I think it probably is, but I could be wrong. As I say, I'm not going to stand by that one. A 108, there we go, that's my guess. And then we have, I think this one is a 101. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that. So there we go, that's another Hornby DMU, this time a 3-car set though, which is quite nice, so put those back away. Next up we have all the same thing in one tray. I believe this is a Voyager. It looks like a Pendolino, but it is a Voyager, I believe. So I'll show you a couple of the cars. Interestingly, neither of the end cars are powered. The power all comes from one of the coaches in the centre, which it looks just like the rest, although except of course it's very heavy, and it's quite obviously that one because it weighs quite a lot. So yeah, very interesting that. And there we go, that is it for the trays. So now I've got some diesels that are still in their boxes and I'm waiting to review, and some diesels that I keep out on the shelves, and there's some electrics there too, so I'll show you those. Alright, so we'll go handheld for this section then, just this last little bit. So here we have two Bachmann engines that I haven't yet reviewed. We have the Class 45, I believe that is that right? Yep, it's a Class 45, and also a Class 25, so another Rat, Class 25/1. Two lovely Bachmann engines, but I've not gotten around to reviewing those yet. Then we have the, well, let's see, what was this? This one was the Helgen parcels car. Was it a 1? Do you know, I've completely forgotten what that one was. Yeah, I'm going to put that there right now, so sorry for forgetting that. This is one I can remember though, that's a 121 bubble car. Then we've got steamers, which you would have seen last time. Then we have the 04 shunter just hiding back there. There we are, some of you might know that as Mavis. Then we have the 08 shunter just next to that. And then finally we have the Metropolitan Bobo, Sarah Siddons, that one, which is quite nice. Then we have, and that one was an electric. These two are electrics as well. We have the Class 71 and also the Class 73. Same model as that Pullman one I showed earlier, but of course it looks a lot different in that livery. Then we have another Western, as you can see, Western Bulwark. That one is the Great Western Diesel Railcar. And I guess, well, these are petrol, not diesel, but the Wren slot cars. And then finally, in the shadows, we have a few of my railroad diesels. So on the right-hand side there, we have another warship. These are all Hornby ones, by the way. The TTS Class 40 in the middle, and then on the left, we have the Class 47 from Hornby. And that, folks, is the bulk of my diesel collection. Of course, there are some that I showed last time, which were on the Steam shelves, so you will have seen those already. And I think that's about it. So let me know, which diesels should I get next? Which ones do you recommend? Please let me know. For the time being though, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you thought down below in the comments, and I will see you next time. Alright folks, have a great day and a great week. See you soon folks.